Hi guys and welcome back to a new episode. Today we will be looking at Chevill, Bane of Monsters. It's a black and green death touch human rogue 1/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if your opponents control no permanents with bounty counters on them, put a bounty counter on target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. And whenever a permanent an opponent controls with a bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So bear in mind that the bounty counters only work if Chevill is on the battlefield, otherwise they're just normal counters that don't do anything. This deck is kind of a turn your brain off sort of deck, just like a chillax and just cram loads of kill spells in and hopefully draw enough cards to give you enough advantage to win the game. So as you can imagine, the deck's full of loads of kill spells and some favourite protection spells like Veil of Summer, Snakeskin Veil, and Ranger's Guard to protect your Chevill from opponents' removal spells. There's not really much you can say about this kind of deck. It's kill and draw. So hopefully you're in the mood for just a pretty basic kill deck. And the deck list will be in the description below. And don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe to the channel if you appreciate just watching and chill out with me on some of my videos. So let's get into some games then. Opponent goes first with Narset of the Ancient Way, so they will be a Jeskai control build, and our starting hand is quite nice. We've got the Llanowar Elves into potentially Chevill, and the Casualties of War, which should be quite nice. If we can resolve it, that's the only issue, because they will be very controlling, and potentially have a lot of removal spells. It's got Field of Ruin, so we could do a really early field in their upkeep just to mess with them a bit. So let's do that. We'll get rid of the command tower. And we do it in their upkeep so they can't spend this mana on anything but instants. And we've got 2 swamps in hand, so I think we get a forest here. So they might have a red source to play because they went for the extra island, or they might just have the counter spell there. Okay, so it comes in tapped. Chupacabra, and I think we go for Chevill. And there's nothing else we can do with that extra mana, so we might as well swing for 1 as well. If they board wipe, then so be it. Shatter the Sky, okay, so that gets rid of all of our creatures. Recast them again. So they did just 2 for 1 there, which is obviously really bad. There's not really much you can do against a deck like Narset because it's a control shell with no creatures. We can potentially reclaim some of that loss advantage by killing something while Chevill has a counter on it. Okay, so here comes Narset. The odds are quite high that he will discard something to kill Chevill here.
Let thoughts flow like river rapids.
Okay, so that is a shame. Yeah, we'll go for... I think we'll go for the Baleful Mastery here to exile Narset because Binding can hit enchantments and artifacts as well. So I want to keep that option open. I do fear that our Chupacabra might not be very good in this matchup, unfortunately. It's really tough facing control when you have a creature kill deck. Okay. So I guess we'll try and cast Chevill again. For the 3rd time. He probably won't survive, but we'll see. Elspeth Conquers Death doesn't actually hit Chevill. Well, that's interesting. I think that was definitely a misread there. Because the CMC has to be 3 or greater, you see. So let's swing in. And I'm happy to pass a turn. It's not worth even casualties of warring. It's quite hard to make that into a verb. Chandra Awakened Inferno. So do they kill Chevill?
Anyone who stands in my way is getting sizzled.
So they're going for the emblem. Interesting.
Is that just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
Mean we can't use the casualties in our turn. So I think, okay, we're just gonna have to suck it up. Okay. Feed the swarm. So yeah, I think we go for them. Although saying that, yeah, this doesn't work out very well for us, does it? Because if we kill it here, they just revive it anyway. So I think we just swing in to... No, tell you what, I still think we swing into Chandra, just in case something goes wrong.
Wow, annoying!
And yeah, we'll pass the turn. We'll try and kill it in their upkeep. So they did have counterspell, yeah. Could kind of tell that from the mana they were keeping up. So at least the ECD does go away, so that kind of is still good. We will be losing 2 damage per turn here, so that is definitely bad. Yeah, not being able to kill the Chandra when we wanted to really screwed up with our turns. And even if we did kill it in our turns, then it, yeah. Okay, so hit a land. Let's try to bind the Chandra. It's unlikely that it will resolve, but we have to try. Oh, interesting. I really didn't expect that to resolve, to be honest.
I can always do better next time.
So we gained some life and draw a card, so there is a bit of hope left. And I guess we might as well go for Inquisition to see what we hit. It is always suspicious when they let stuff resolve, because it could imply they have something better to do in the following turn. Definitely go for mission briefing there, so they can't get something back. Dream Trawler is going to be annoying as well, especially when you consider that they can potentially protect it with whatever this counter spell is here. So yeah, pass to them. Didn't attack, which was a mistake, but oh well. Doomscar. Doomscar just for one, just for my general, okay? I'll search for a Scanter. So we get a forest. So we can't casualties because they'll just counter it here, but we can feed the swarm at least. Okay. So what else could we bring back? We could use the regrowth now to get back Inquisition. Oh no, I think we'll 3, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna try and get back the Inquisition here. Because if we don't do this, they're just gonna have Dream Trawler plus protection the following turn, so we have to get rid of this spell paste now, or we lose our window. So obviously we don't need to pay because he's already gone for it. Sweet. So we may have a chance here, but we shall see. So here comes Dream Trawler. Taking the 2 still. That could be very, very relevant. Right, now let's pray that the Elves Reborn can resolve. If that's Swan Song, we could be doomed. Nice, so if we do get stage 3 of Elders Reborn, we might be able to reclaim the game, because we could potentially steal their Dream Trawler or Chandra. Now, if they go for Narset, then they will lose the card in their hand. Time Warp, okay. Always interesting. Kiora. Sure thing. That was very lucky. Now, Aetherflux Reservoir could be useful. Let's think about this. This has hexproof. This taps all of our things. So we don't really want to play a blocker because it won't be able to block anyway. Casualties only kills the enchantment, so we don't need to do that just yet. So maybe for now... Maybe we do go for Chevill anyway. Yeah, I think so. Go for Chevill, although... Yeah, we'll just go for Chevill. He won't be able to block. But that's just the way it is. I've never seen a tap saga in my life. It was the first time for everything. Now, stage 3 is where it gets scary because it can gain control of a permanent on stage 3. So we probably will have to go for Dream Trawler. Otherwise they can steal anything else without any kind of hindrance. We can even protect Dream Trawler with the hexproof. A land. Okay, so they just revealed their hand, which is kind of silly to me. If they had kept that in their hand, then that would have meant that we wouldn't have known. Okay, so we're definitely we're in deep waters here. So get back the Dream Trawler. Okay, so now the annoying thing is we kind of have to go for the casualties. Okay, we'll go for the casualties. Planeswalker. Land. We can't go for the creature, which is super annoying. Just make sure I've got enchantment. Enchantment. Land. Planeswalker. Okay. So 1... 2, 3. I can't believe we're at a point where this Narset is the bane of tier 1. Well, one of them anyway. So opponent's holding priority there to see where to send Narset. We get to 10. And what do? We can't target the Kraken. So I think we go for the... Yeah, we'll go for the Bloodfast. And yeah, let's just hope they don't have a way to deal 10 to us. Creature or Planeswalker. So do I want to block? No, don't think so. That's 2. So we could be dead to literally any shock, any effect. Luckily Narset can't target
Let me
players.
Demonstrate the prowess of my ancestors. Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
Okay. So we can also flip the Argyle's Bloodfast. So yeah, we do want to transform this because otherwise the Chandra's ultimate will kill us. And I want to gain some life, so let's kill the Narset.
apologies.
So this does mean we stay alive a little bit longer. Okay, fantastic. Don't forget the Dream Trawler will also draw us a card when it attacks and gain us some life. So we're just going to swing in with the Dream Trawler here. We'll leave the Chevill back to block. Down to 19. And then we can even cast the Aetherflux Reservoir to gain a bit of life when we go for the Snakeskin Veil or the Bottoming Defense. So it's very close. Opting. Now it's annoying we don't have a way to give him indestructible because then he could survive the hit from the Kraken. But this Kraken is doing a lot of work here. Niv Mizzet. Now this is definitely very scary. But we do have the Chupacabra to get rid of the Niv Mizzet. Okay, so hopefully this pays off. Because getting rid of the 8/8 is going to be really important here. Okay. Now to make sure they don't have a counter spell, I think I'm also going to try to kill them. Oh, it's a dragon, so I'm going to have to go for Price of Fame. Although, no, I think it'll be fine now. I don't want them to draw any cards. So it looks like the Chupacabra might come in handy here. So let's see if we can get the Chupacabra out. We also gain life with the Reservoir, which is proving to be mega helpful. If they counter this, then we can kill the Niv using the Price of Fame. Thassa's Intervention. So, okay, they're going to make us spend some mana. Counter. Yeah, well, we're definitely going to pay, aren't we? Not going to waste any more cards to stop that. So they did not like that, but that's what you get when you guzzle down sweets. And then let's swing in with the Dream Trawler. Alright, so we're looking pretty decent. And we don't even have to do anything else. So obviously a board wipe would be bad. We'd lose our win cons. 12. Sure. So they're getting desperate now.
Compassion and understanding above all else. Consider the future.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to concede if we protect our Dream Trawler. So let's just see what they do. So they're going to try and kill it. So don't really care about it. So I'm just going to eat it up with the Temple. Gain some life. Yeah, this Chandra emblem is certainly getting on my nerves. Okay, let's swing into Narset, because that is important to get rid of, because it not only gains them life, but it draws them cards.
How overwhelming.
Get another creature out. And yeah, let's pass the turn. So again, board wipe is our only issue, to be honest. And they're not going to have any creatures with mana 2 or less, I don't think. So let's just cycle this. We get a Guardian Idol, which could be potential win con here. If we ever get them to 2 life or less. Okay, so let's start off by swinging in. Opponents probably kicking themselves because we have their Dream Trawler. And once again, we pass the turn. So it's board wipe or bust, really, isn't it? No set. Well, props to the opponent for sticking the whole way.
Your mind. There is always more to learn.
And there we go. End of the game. Dream Trawler for the win. So we go first against Emery, Lurk of the Lock. Starting hand's really decent. I'm pretty sure that Chevill is tier 1 because I keep seeing Inquisition. Is that going to be good? No, I think we want to land. Was I keep facing stuff like Sithis, Emery. So it could be a fluke, or there could be something in my deck which is making this happen. It's lagging on the 2 islands, so they could have a counter spell, which they do. So here's a good chance to go for Chevill. Now, if they tap out on their turn, we get to resolve a Vivian Reed, which could be game over for them. Ventress Gargoyle. So do I want to go for Vivian Reed here? I'll just give it a go. Yeah, I'd like to. Fantastic. And because they're a blue deck, they might not have an answer for this Vivian Reed early on.
Means retribution.
Culling Ritual is an incredible hit versus a deck like this, because a deck like Emery is looking to get out loads of small permanents, artifacts, things, and Culling Ritual destroys each non-permanent with CMC 2 or less, which is wonderful. Blossoming Defense is also fantastic against a blue deck.
The wilds are my shield.
So we get a mana at least. Let's swing with both and see what happens. Maybe they have something with flash, maybe not. And then we pass the turn. We've got 2 kill spells, a board wipe as such, and a Blossoming Defense. Always good to see a victory versus Emery, because they're a very difficult deck to beat. Okay, so we're facing Sithis, which is definitely a tier 1 deck. Definitely. Starting hand's not too bad. We've got quite a lot of tap lands though, which is a bit annoying. Extinction Event, slightly too slow versus Sithis. I think we definitely need some more directed kill spells like Heartless Act. Shape of Sanctuary, well, that really does screw us over quite a bit. Whenever we target a creature, they draw a card, so that's pretty devastating actually. Although we could go for the Broken Bond first, so let's kill the Shape of Sanctuary and play the land. So it's not ideal, but yeah, the fact that they'll be drawing cards when we kill their stuff is just devastation. Tragic Poet. So luckily we exiled their graveyard, which is good. Inquisition. So let's look what's in their hand. Basically loads of removal spells. Let's get rid of Prison Realm. And so if whatever we do, they're just going to exile anyway, so we might as well just try and kill Sithis. A Cast Out and a Banishing Light is irritating. Now, annoyingly, Tragic Poet can just sack to return an enchantment to their hand, but we didn't have a choice, so we only had 3 enchantments, so here comes Sithis again. So let's go for these Signets and explore. Hopefully we hit a land here. No land, but we do get the Blood Chief's Thirst. That can kill Sithis. So we're going for the Conclave Tribunal, which is going to exile the Signet. Okay. Cultivate will be good, so we're going to go for a double black. If we can get to Professor Onyx level, and they don't have anything in their hand, we have a good chance. But we basically have to get rid of all the cards in their hand first. Get rid of Sithis. Now they can just let Sithis die and then get it back with a Tragic Poet. But then they won't be able to get anything else back with this, so perhaps... Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. If they want to spend their whole turn recasting Sithis, that's fine by me. Cetessan Champion. And a Sithis. Drawing and gaining a lot of life. Yeah, this is definitely tricky. Regrowth. So we could just regrowth for the Blood Chief's Thirst. Or would we rather just Elders Reborn here? Elders Reborn sacks one of them. Yeah, let's go for the slow spell. And then if they exile it... Well, we'll see. We do have answers. Unknowingly, they're going to get to draw another card because they've got Cast Out and a Banishing Light. And Cetessan Champion is essentially a backup general. Okay, so they're going to go for the general again. That's very greedy. That's a very greedy play. They will lose a card with the Elders Reborn. Interesting. Another way from the draw cards. So let's get back a kill spell, I think. Let's go for the Blood Chief's Thirst. 2. And I think we kill the Cetessan Champion because that's getting bigger over time as well. Okay. And if we kill Sithis, they can just recast anyway, so it's good to just get rid of something permanently, I suppose. Now, it's annoying how they've drawn so many cards, going for Archon and then an enchantment, so they're going to be able to get so much value here. So much value. All their spells basically enchantments to exile our things too, which is sad. So even if we did go for the Onyx, I guess we could go for Sareth and Chevill. Sareth will give Chevill hexproof. So they can obviously exile the Sareth. Thop to arrest. Wow, they've got 2 removal spells. Okay. Now, if we find a way to destroy all these enchantments, they are going to be in a bit of trouble, but for now they are absolutely dominating. Which is just the way it is when you face a Sithis deck. Sure, let's just keep it on there in case we get anything good. Casualties of War would be quite nice here. Extinction Event. That hits everything. That's a fantastic hit. Well, couldn't have asked for anything better than that, really. So next turn, if they play a creature, we could go for Professor Onyx. Idyllic Tutor, so they're going to get the enchantment. Felidar Retreat, that's a shame. Might make them play more lands, though. Vespalar. Oh my goodness, so they're going to return a creature with power 1. They get Cetessan Champion, so this would be a good window for Onyx. So we're definitely going to get rid of the Cetessan Champion here. And the cycle repeats and continues endlessly in an infinite loop, just like Ouroboros, the snake devouring itself. Mirari's Wake, only double mana, sure thing. And Sithis. So, Timeless Witness, well, okay, this is where the tables might have to turn for us. We get a Gilded Goose. Right, so now we need an answer for Sithis. And how much mana? 4 mana. What can we do? Heartless Act. Let's go simple. Oh, it's got... Oh no, it doesn't have counters. Okay, I just had a slight heart attack there. It's just a power boost from Mirari's Wake. And we can play the Gilded Goose, because then next turn we can start gaining some life if the need arises. So we just have to kind of hope they don't have any other way to play more enchantments, but with double mana, this is pretty rough. They have used... Oh no, so they're going to be able to tutor for any enchantment to put it on top of their deck now? What's the worst case scenario? Elspeth Conquers Death, Overwhelming Splendor? Elspeth Conquers Death, of course. Legion's Landing, so they'll draw a card. Now, luckily, they don't think they have enough mana to play that, unless they play a land. Okay, so we're in panic stations here. We need a good answer, please. Binding? Chupacabra. Best case scenario, please. Binding for the Banishing Light? Tell you what, let's give Eye of Vecna first. We do lose 2. Heroic Intervention? Oh my goodness. This could be good. This could be good. Okay, so we're gonna go for the Banishing Light. We get a re-trigger of the Elders Reborn. They sack a creature, fantastic. So now we pass the turn with Heroic Intervention up. This gives us and our permanents hexproof. And drains them for 2. So I certainly didn't think I'd last this long. So now they can't target anything, which is incredibly good for us. Now obviously they are going to get to draw over and over and over with Sithis, getting things back to Follow the Retreat. Overwhelming Splendor. Well, that's sucky, isn't it? That really is quite sucky. As if they had the Splendor in their hand. Yeah, that's bad. That's very, very, very bad. Okay, so now we need a way to get rid of enchantments. Yeah. So I think... Yeah, I'm definitely going to pay 2 to draw an extra card. Price of Fame. Let's get a tap land here. Opponent discards. So we can still activate Liliana's abilities, which is nice. So we kind of need another board wipe or something. Feed the Swarm could be good. The only issue with that is, if we do feed the Swarm on this, then we do take 8, and that's kind of sucky. Guess what we can do for now is Price of Fame on the Sithis, just to get that away. Then we get to Chevill 2. Blossoming Defense. Right, okay, that's not good. So they have lethal, so I guess we have to kill this because this can turn a land into a creature. Eight, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I guess we're at the whims of our opponent here. Baffling End just to draw them a card? 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll be at 1 if they attack us with everything? Oh geez. Okay. So we're at 5. So I'm surprised they didn't kill Liliana actually with the 5. That's strange. So we're just going to pay to draw. We're going to die anyway if we don't. So Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay. Is there anything that's going to help us here? We don't... Just so... Bear in mind that our creatures don't have any abilities because of the Overwhelming Splendor. So maybe just get a Citizen Champion and then hope that this Splendor goes away sometime. Let's see if we can get a good spell with the Onyx. So we're going to need something to block. Horde Robber, Vraska. Vraska? So annoyingly,
Never
because of the
thought I'd
power
miss
boost
the
they're getting with the Mirai's Wake, we can't actually hit them with the Elspeth's Nightmare. And our spells cost 2 more, so yeah, we're just screwed here. We can go for Vraska killing...
Before I make you disappear.
We can chomp on him, so just kill Sithis. Yeah, they got lucky with the old Blossoming Defense the previous turn, I suppose. We didn't even hit a spell with the Onyx, which is a shame. And they create an extra token. I don't really know how Sithis is the same power level as my as Chevill, but there you go. Cool, so they're getting this as well.
Not fail.
They don't need this, but this is just the flex they're going for, I guess.
For us.
Sure thing, why not make hundreds of... I've got one blocker. The only... I guess I could have a fog, but they still don't have to do all this. Sure, no blocks. Well done. You won with Sithis. Okay then, moving on to the next game. Okay, so opponent goes first with Narset of the Ancient Way. And yeah, it seems to be quite a common matchup using Chevill. Lana rolls on turn 1 is always good. We will need the Black Source though to be able to go for the Murderous Rider or Nighthawk Scavenger, so we can't do these on turn 2 unfortunately. So what could that be? They could have some kind of board wipe stacked up and ready, but we still have to play on curve. Definitely Clarion, that certainly does the job. Okay, so that was a mistake. I should have gone for the swamp there. Let's go for the Nighthawk Scavenger here. So it's 2-3. They probably have another removal spell for it. Such is the way. Okay, Prismari Command is interesting because it could potentially power up the Nighthawk. Which it does, but they probably have a way to kill it. Looks like they needed a double blue source there, which they have now got. Start by swinging in. Okay. And yeah, I think I'm just happy to pass because if they go for Narset, I can just Murderous Rider her. They've got 6 mana. Wrath of God on a single creature, okay. So let's try for Chevill. Okay, I wish I could say there was some originality here, but we are literally seeing the same tier 1 decks over and over again in this bracket. So sitting on top, we will leave that there, even though we can't cast it yet. Cold Steel Heart. So it looks like they're still hesitant to go for the Narset. So I do wonder if I just try for the Vivian Reed. Is it going to be another counter? An actual counter spell, sure thing. Yeah, pretty annoying. Fairy. So now, if they have a counter spell for this, it could be game over, really.
No time for a break.
I think we need to test the waters with the Thoughtseize first. Try and get a counter spell out of the hand. So cast out's probably more deadly. And if this is the counter, then we are in trouble. But it does hit, so I wonder what that is. This could be Elrond's Epiphany here. Narset.
I'd prefer a peaceful resolution. Consider the future, then strike.
So they desperately wanted that land. What does that suggest? Not quite sure, really. What could we do? We desperately need extra land. Alron's Epiphany. How annoying would that be with a Planeswalker out? Pretty good. Okay, we go for the Paradise Druid. And I'm going to destroy the Cold Steel Heart as well. Try and take them off some mana. Could be good. And now we'll see if they want to shatter one of our creatures.
To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
Burn down the house, creating some 1/1s. Sure thing. Let's see if this can resolve. So it does. Fantastic. So Maze Mind Tome plus the Citadel is lovely here. So we do kill a devil, but they do kill our druid, so that's just the way it is, unfortunately. We have got a pretty good presence, however. Some of Vale. I think I'm going to scry that away, see if we can get any more action. Feed the Swarm. I think we can kill one of these. We've got Heroic Intervention. That could be useful, but obviously we won't do it now. Cool. And then we will pass to the opponent. So if they try and target any of our permanents, we can just Heroic Intervention, unless they go for an exile effect, of course. We will need some life gain eventually, so it is Alron's Epiphany. So they get another turn with a Narset, which untaps, which is quite scary. Banishing Light. So let's go for the Heroic Intervention now. Make all of our things hexproof. And they're going to draw a card. Okay.
Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
So we're going to lose one anyway, so we might as well just get rid of one of these birds. So we're definitely going down pretty low here. Let's look in the hand. Get rid of the Shatter. And what do we need? I guess we have a blocker with the Murderous Rider, which we will need versus their Hall. So perhaps this is a good shout. And if I did go for that, yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass the turn now. So the killing off Narset.
I can see.
Let's see where that goes to hit. Okay, so they're not discarding it, which means they want to keep it. Okay, so it's got Ward 3. So we do have the Infernal Grasp here. Let's see if we can resolve this. So they have a negate. Okay. So we're not quite dead yet. We can still block this. So annoyingly we do need another blocker, so let's scry away this Snakeskin Veil. I'm not sure if that's going to be any use. Land is okay. Ah, okay, so Ether Flux Reservoir does change things here. Let's see if we can abuse the card now. Heartless Act. So we'll lose 2, gain 2. That's fine. And I want to draw the Vraska, but I don't really want to pay for that one. Although saying that, are we going to have the blocker for the... So if I have Putrefy, I need to have... No, let's just go for the Vraska here.
Time to step
Okay.
out of the shadows.
And then what do we do? So if I... So here's the weird thing. If I draw the Putrefy, then I can't pay the 3 ward cost. So I think I do actually want to leave the Putrefy on top, as weird as that sounds. So I might just tick up and not sacrifice anything.
Well, on what's about to happen.
And yeah, let's pass a turn. So this is incredibly risky because if they have another counter spell or something, then we will be dead. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Both in at me. We do gain a life. And we do kill it. Fantastic. So we could be in the clear. So yeah, that was a really complex play because if we'd drawn that card, we wouldn't have had enough mana to then pay the 3 for the ward cost. Also, the text on this card looks really weird. All this black text on the left. I don't know what's going on there. So let's play the land. Sign in Blood. Don't know if I want Sign in Blood yet, but we could just draw it and gain some life, I guess. So that's useful. And what else could we do? We could Timeless Witness to get back something else. So yeah, let's see if this resolves. What do we really want here? We get back a Nighthawk Scavenger. That would be a bit of life gain, which could be pretty useful. So yeah, let's cast the Nighthawk here. Go to 11. And then we can even just get rid of this creature. So it could kill our Timeless Witness, but not really that bothered. Get down to 10. See if we can survive this. If the algorithm wants to keep giving me these ridiculously powerful opponents, then we're just going to have to be cheeky. So give the land. Cool, let's go for Cultivate then if they keep wanting to give us lands on top. Okay. Regrowth. I think we get back the Vivian Reed now. Because I want to kill these Search for a Scanter, otherwise they can literally win the game from that.
How this thing goes.
I wonder if the opponent will
that can't
concede
help you now.
soon. Maybe not. Yep, there we go. If you enjoyed watching this video, why not try some of my other videos on my channel? And don't forget to support me by hitting the like and subscribe button for more content like this.